Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jyotsana and Suresh have invited me to conduct this Sankirtan Yajna, and they have specifically requested me to speak the glories of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. So for my first selection, there are 4 verses in the Bhagavad-Gītā where Krishna explains himself, just as when you meet somebody for the first time, they introduce themselves. My name is such and such. My family is this. You describe who you are. So Krishna in the Bhagavad-Gītā also describes who he is. And that is because Krishna is a person. He does have the impersonal feature, but we learned from Bhagavad-Gītā that the impersonal feature is subordinate to his personal feature. And also in chapter 12, Arjuna asks a very important question. Which is better? Should I worship you the impersonal way, or should I worship your personal form? And Krishna's immediate response is, yes, the best way is to worship my personal form. And he says, those who worship my impersonal manifested form will simply find trouble, whereas worshiping his personal form is natural and easy. That's why in the Bhagavad-Gītā we find this line, Susukam Kartam Avyayam. The path of Krishna Bhakti, the path of Bhagavad-Gītā is easy, is joyfully performed. So here are the 4 verses in chapter 4 where Krishna describes himself. Krishna introduces who he is. Ajobhi san navyayatma bhutanam ishvaropi san prakriting svamadishtaya sambhavam yatma mayaya. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. So, we learned in chapter 2 of Bhagavad-Gītā that we also are unborn. Even though we took birth and we have a material body, the soul, the Atma, the real you, that's unborn. That is clearly stated by Krishna in chapter 2 of Bhagavad-Gītā. Natvaham jatu nasam natvam neme janadipaha nachaiva nabhavishyama sarve vayam ataha param. My dear Arjuna, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings on here on this battlefield. Most of them were human beings. So, we are also human beings. So what Krishna is saying in that chapter 2, you are unborn, the real you, the individual you, unborn. So Krishna is saying, I too am unborn. But here's the difference between us and Krishna. The body you have now is definitely deteriorating. You see it every day when you look in the mirror. Krishna says, my body does not deteriorate. When Krishna was here on this earth in your India 5,000 years ago, The body of Krishna was seen, but that body never deteriorates. The next thing, Krishna says, I am the Lord of all living entities. That means he's God. And several times throughout Bhagavad-Gītā, Krishna establishes his supremacy, that there is no truth superior to him, that everything comes from him, material and spiritual. Then he says, once in the day of Brahma, he himself appears. Other than that, Krishna has many avatars, incarnations of different categories. Some personal, some he sends his representatives. 6 different kinds of avatars. And those are coming moment after moment like the waves in the ocean. But Krishna himself, the Adi Narayan, as Bhishma said on his deathbed, Krishna, you are the Adi Narayan, the original Narayan. That Krishna, the one that speaks Bhagavad-Gītā, comes once in a day of Brahma, meaning once every so many trillion years. He just came 5,000 years ago. What?
About the other Dwapar Yugas in Brahma.
Not the original Krishna. It's a black avatar in a blackish color, but not the original. It's an expansion.
Krishna, right?
Huh?
It looks like Krishna.
It's an expansion. Krishna has so many different kinds of it, but not the original Swayam Bhagavan. That's only once in a day of Brahma. It's just, yes? Haribol. I like you sitting here. Sit close so I can hold your hand. May I continue?
Yes.
No, you're not wearing a sari. Now the next verse. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanang srijamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharat, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. So here again, the meaning, the understanding, not Krishna himself, but one of his expansions, incarnations, devotees. As I said, there are 6 different kinds of avatars. So sometimes the question is asked, Prabhu, this is Kali Yuga. I see in the government so many demons, so much irreligion. Why isn't Krishna coming? He says here, whenever and wherever there's a decline. In America, and now it's safe to say, I'm sorry to say, even in India, religion is going down. So people ask, where is Krishna now? The answer is this. Krishna has appeared. He has appeared in what is called Nama Avatar, the incarnation of his holy name. He already came 5,000 years ago. Why he's going to come again? He was just here. So for Kali Yuga, he comes to deliver religion and to drive away irreligion by this chanting of his holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have also, in this age of Kali, the deities in the temple. You have your murtis. That is also the incarnation of Krishna. So Krishna has come. But the problem is, who's taking advantage? That is the question. Those who take advantage, they will be protected. The next verse. paritranaya sadhunang vinashaya chadushkritam dharma sangstapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So here he tells us why he comes. To deliver the pious. You are the pious. And to annihilate the miscreants, the evildoers, the demons, the bad people, as well as to reestablish the principles of religion. There are 4 principles of religion: truthfulness, cleanliness, austerity, what? Mercy, yes. Thank you. Mercy. These are the 4 legs of religion. Many times, if I'm preaching to a non-Hindu audience, I will tell them, so you may be following a religion. Is your religion teaching you mercy, truthfulness, cleanliness, austerity? If not, it's time to change religions. It's time to change clubs. This is the 4 pillars of religion. So Krishna says, I do this, I establish religion millennium after millennium. Again, either he sends his representative or one of his expansions. Then my favorite verse in this section, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvataha tyaktva dehang punarjanma naiti mameti sarjuna. Here is the greatness of Krishna. I was raised as a Catholic. From birth, I was taught about God, about Jesus. So this verse is one of the many reasons why I upgraded. I upgraded to the religion of Bhagavad-Gītā. People and friends would say, why did you change religion? No. It's like on an airplane. Sometimes you get the upgrade. You're still on the same plane, but now you're sitting in first class. So the religion of Bhagavad-Gītā is the first class, business class religion, not economy. First class. And I have millions of reasons why I upgraded. Most of you know the main reason. Mahaprasade Govinde. But here's one reason why I upgraded. Let's see how nice Krishna is. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities. So, where would you learn that? Srimad Bhagavatam. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, you will learn all about Krishna's transcendental nature, from his appearance to his disappearance, all of his activities. 90 chapters in the 10th canto, all about Janma Karma Chame Divyam. Chapter after chapter, Shukadeva Goswami is describing Krishna's birth and activities, how they are divyam, divine, transcendental, wonderful, amazing. Just like most of you here are Gujarati, right? So you all know from birth all about Krishna lifting Govardhan Hill. You were raised, even you heard it when you were in your mother's womb. Even when you were in your mother's womb, you were in the temple. From birth. You know very well. Me, I only learned at the age of 23. So you have 23 years ahead of me. But better late than never. That pastime is one of these special ones. Because that pastime he doesn't do in the spiritual world. That's only here on earth. Many pastimes, Damodar Leela, Baal Leela, that's not going on in the spiritual world. That's only going on here. So we can feel fortunate. So one who understands the nature of Krishna's birth and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take birth again in this material world. So that means Krishna is saying, if you understand me as I am, in truth, tattva, the word used in the Sanskrit, tattvataha, scientifically, as it is, no speculation, no sentimentality, but as it is. If you understand Krishna as he is, this is your last birth in the material world. No more taxes. No more extreme heat and extreme cold. You're not coming back to Orange County or wherever you live. What does Krishna say? Mameti Sojana, you will come to my abode. That is also described in one verse in the Bhagavad-Gītā. No need of sunlight, moonlight, or electricity. So that means there's no bills in Krishna's abode. Krishna's abode is also described in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the Brahma Sanghita, Chintamani Prakara Sadmasu Kalparaviksha Lakshavrateshu Surabir Abhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Satasambrama Sevyamanam Govindam Hari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Lord Brahma describes Krishna's transcendental abode. Why? Because he saw it. Krishna took him on a tour of his abode, Goloka Vrindavan. First, Lord Brahma was taught the 4 original verses of Bhagavatam by Lord Narayan. After that, Krishna took Lord Brahma, here, come see my abode. Very exclusive neighborhood. And you need a key entry pass. Like you know, here in Orange County, you can go to some neighborhoods, you need the key. I sometimes do programs in those kinds of communities. They have the chokidar there. You have to give the name, and then they call. Such and such is here. Yes, let him go. Spiritual world's the same way. There are 7 chokidars. You have to get past all 7. But Krishna says, if you know my birth and activities, you can come back to my abode. And that should be the goal of our lives. To go back home, back to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.